Why hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as ScreenSpeak, and in today's video, this is my Creature Commandos video. Spoiler review, so without further ado, let's discuss. Alright guys, so, as I said, this is a spoiler review for all 7 episodes of Season 1 of Creature Commandos. So if you haven't seen the show, highly recommend going and watching and binging this season and coming back to listen to me talk about it. I just love it. Or if you don't, just watch this review and then go on and watch the show. But this show is so awesome. So awesome. This show, like, I saw the Peacemaker, or the Suicide Squad, then Peacemaker, and this, and the Batman was really good. But I've been a mixed DC fan. But I feel like after this, I've realized James Gunn knows what he's doing. He's gonna kick ass with Superman, and Superman is now my most anticipated movie for this year. I changed my mind. It was Mission Impossible, but that's number 2 now. Superman, I can't wait for it, especially after the finale of this season. And what I think it was a great idea to do this show as an like a breezing, like a little easing point, tipping point. Just dip your toes in the water and go, oh, this is what the new universe is going to be. Even though we got the Suicide Squad, and even though we got Peacemaker, this is one of those shows that people have to watch it to know more of the flavor of the new DC world that's coming in. And especially Superman is going to launch that with a cinematic universe, with a movie, with a theatrical movie spectrum. But again, I love this show. It just took elements of the Suicide Squad, of a television show like Peacemaker. Now, this isn't that long. Like, Peacemaker, I think, was a little bit longer episodes, like 50 minutes-ish. This is like a sitcom, like 20 minutes. The last one's about 26 minutes long, and I loved how each of these episodes give you backstories to flesh out all the characters. That's a really good sign. And I really don't have much negatives to say on this. Big comment before I continue the actual story / process of the show. The intro, the theme song, is, I looked it up, it's called the Melendo Cafe. It's like an Italian little folk tune song there. And I love it so much. It's so catchy to repeat, to memorize, like do 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 do. And it's a great intro. The way they show the characters on screen are great. The little character intro, like the little character cards in the intro. And I love each of the episodes giving us fleshing out the backstory of the characters, and that makes it even better. And I like Rick Flag as well. Rick Flag Sr. coming in. Like, Amanda Waller seems like the Nick Fury-esque character, but then Rick Flag just seems like this perfect character to lead the group. But then when he's out, when Clayface comes in, him and by the way, Frankenstein by David Harbour, and Frank Grillo as Rick Flag, and Alan Tudyk as Dr. Phosphorus. Dr. Phosphorus was my favorite character, but I love Frank Grillo coming in there, who is Rumlow Crossbones in the MCU. And I think they're great. And then when Frankenstein as David Harbour is awesome. I love his voice acting in this. And his him and Rick Flag get taken out by Clayface. What a great turn of events of Clayface coming into action here. And they have a great fight scene. And then Nina has to step in, or not Nina, then the bride kind of is that role, like leading role. But in the finale, they say that Nina has to take out the princess. Now, Cersei is a cool character that they fight in the first couple episodes, and there's a little bit of deception there and then she's like, you've doomed the world. Like, what does doom the world mean? They go back and kill the princess, a very cute princess that Weasel's in here from Corto Maltese, the one Project Starfish thing in the Suicide Squad, and he died. He coughed up water at the end of the credits of Suicide Squad. So he's in here, a little bit of canon there with Rick Flag Sr. saying his son is dead from the Suicide Squad, and Weasel's back in here. So very nice little canonical events there. So yeah, there's that. I'm trying to think what else. But yeah, then they go after Nina has to call the princess at the end, and she dies because the princess stabs her, and the bride is so upset that she goes and kills the princess in the finale. One of my left lingering things on this show is that at the end, again, all this, I love this entire show for fleshing out the backstory of each character. I don't really want to go nitty gritty into like what happened. Like Clayface was awesome to see. Cersei was cool. It wasn't like a big thing like, oh my gosh, Cersei. It was just cool to see her in this another DC character. Like, I love all these characters teaming up. G.I. Robot was great until he's gone, but they bring him back in the finale as a bigger build robot. And they make some additions to the team, like G.I. Robot, like a mummy-looking character, the Bat Lady from prison when the Creature Commandos went back to prison. There's a Bat Lady, so she's joining the team. So you get Dr. Phosphorus, Weasel, the Bride, G.I. Robot, bigger G.I. Robot, the Mummy, and the Bat Lady at 6, and King Shark. So I don't know, I have to look up if that was Sylvester Stallone doing the voice at the end there. But my thing about this show is that, like, what was the whole thing about now? And the Rick Flag at the end is still sitting in the, still kind of struggling to get up. So I'm wondering if he's going to be in the Superman movie, but I'm wondering how well he'll get up. But all the action scenes are great. This is in par animation, like fighting animation, like show to Invincible. This is a really good show. It's not on my top 10 shows of all time, but to me, this is better than Penguin. I do like Penguin as well. Like, the Batman, Penguin, well, that's another story. But one of the negative things I have to say is that, I said I really don't have negatives. I love the whole David Harbour Frankenstein voice, the backstory. Like I said, we got backstory for him. Like, each episode was backstory character. We got backstory for Frankenstein episode, we got a Nina episode, which was the finale, Phosphorus episode, Weasel episode, G.I. Robot episode, not a Red Flag episode, but a Bride episode, and a Frankenstein episode, so both of them. And I believe that's everyone, right? No. Yes. That's everyone. But and the first episode was just an intro to show these characters, and then we get a backstory for all of them. But I'm like, alright, Frankenstein, like, they went on a quest to kill each other. Like, they kept hurting each other, like, knocking them out, but is Frankenstein dead? Like, I felt like they kept, like, killing each other throughout these eras, and it's like, okay, is he dead now? So, it just kind of felt like a very, like, quick death for Frankenstein. And I'm not saying you can't have an impactful death. Like, Nino felt impactful, right? Because it felt like, oh no, it's terrible. But I'm left like, Frankenstein was to build up, like, to go see the Bride, and I thought there was going to be more interaction. There was barely any interaction. Maybe he'll come back, but again, I don't want a Marvelized thing like, oh, he's not really dead. Right? Now, they did the clever thing with Cersei where Phosphorus melted her face off, and then she was still able to talk. That's rational because it's just on the face. It's not like they went through the head, like they cut her through the head or they cut her through the heart and said, no, psych, we're still alive. Frankenstein, definitely Nina I don't see coming back, but Frankenstein, it would be a bit of a long shot. No pun intended because he got shot, but we'll have to wait and see for that. Like I said though, me being a guy that is minimal, that's not the right word, has been a very with DC. I said I love this show. I love the Dark Knight trilogy. I love the Batman. I love the Penguin. I'm a big Batman fan. Like, Lego Batman video games are awesome. And speaking of Lego Batman, like, the Lego DC Supervillains game is awesome because it shows you in-depth or obscure characters. Lego DC Supervillains is one of the reasons I'm so excited for this new Superman movie, because they take the Hall of Justice in Lego Batman 3, and especially Lego DC Supervillains, is so cool. The Metropolis is colorful in Lego DC Supervillains, and Lego Batman 3 is colorful and stuff like that. So I can't wait for the Superman movie, but especially this show's awesome. But sometimes the dark, the Batman is dark for a reason. I understand that. It's great. But, like, just other DC movies like Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Justice League, both versions are just kind of dark and gloomy. They aren't for me. And The Flash was okay. Blue Beetle was pretty cool. They're doing a Booster Gold thing that I can't wait for. James Gunn is in his universe. And Shazam was like one of the best things. Wonder Woman, I still can't get around. It's an okay movie, but I feel like it's also just dark. I don't get it. Shazam is fine. It's also dark as well. Like, I feel like it should be more kiddie than not. Like, it's kind of like Spider-Man, that colorful vibe. But at the same time, I like the first Shazam. The second one was awful. Anyway, I like a few things from the DCU, but they're not, like, it's not like I'm a big, but this is making me go, James Gunn, I see what you're doing, but the Suicide Squad is the best. The Suicide Squad and Peacemaker are absolutely awesome because James Gunn knows what he does, he cracks it, he makes great product, he succeeds, he kicks ass at what he does. All of his products, all of his projects and stuff. So I can't wait to see what he does with Superman. With that said, guys, I don't want to talk about anything else with Creature Commandos. I know you might be like, but you should. But you should. I would. By the way, I think I mentioned this. Weasel's backstory was because Weasel knew the princess they were trying to go kill. When he was playing with kids back when he was growing up, back in his backstory, this guy was like, no, you can't go in there with those kids. You're gonna kill them. And he called the police, and then he lit off. There was like a big fire explosion. So Weasel wasn't trying to kill the kids. The police were like, oh, well, he has a kid in his mouth trying to save the day, and they're like, just shoot Weasel. So yeah, and then Weasel trying to save this little girl was the princess. Turned out to be a princess later. So it's a very cool turn of events, and I love that a lot. But that said, there's a lot of cool stuff with the show, and just go watch it for yourself, man. I've expressed all my thoughts for you guys. This show is a definite 10 out of 10 for me, the way it ended out. There's still more, but the other thing I find really cool about this season is they could take this anywhere. I don't know if they're saying this is okay, now we're going to leave this off and wait for this for season 2, or if they're going to have a different season 2, like take this team at the end of season 1 and go, now some of these characters are going to appear in a movie, like appear in Superman, I doubt it, but appear in a movie next, or some other way in the DCU. But I love the show. I love what James Gunn is doing. This is a definitely 10 out of 10. I can't wait to see more of the show, more of the DC Universe. Can't wait for my most anticipated movie, Superman, in 2025, with David Cornsweet and all the other cast. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it. Let me know what you thought of Creature Commandos. If you have seen it. If you haven't, it's a shame. Travesty. I know. What are you doing? Oh, man. This guy stinks. Go watch it. I'm kidding. I'm making a joke. But I'm making a joke. Go watch this show. It's great. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me where you can on social media. Don't forget to leave, like, subscribe, follow me. Like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm, watch the screen. Peace out, everyone.